Hi, this is a poem dedicated to my mother and to the Divine Mother in all of us. It's called Indebted. You were your mother's precious girl, the only one of 7 sons. You have a man's name, for fortune predicted that you would also be a son, and when you were born, your mother said, "If not for you, I would have had perfect children, for they would all be sons." She taught you to be ashamed of being a woman, so you made it a sham to be yourself. I got arrested for stealing at 16, and after you picked me up from the station, you turned to me in the car and said, "I had another child because I wanted a daughter just like me. If I knew you would have turned out like this, I wouldn't have had you." But Mother, I am just like you. You were born a beautiful woman with luminous skin, and also the best of what's masculine, fearless, independent, eager to win. You were born both king and queen, but you laid down your crown. And I'm sorry, I'm just not as good at holding myself down. I tried. I tried to be the dutiful daughter and honor you with my own soul's slaughter, but you gave so much, a debt I can never repay, and also never asked for. I just don't understand the choices you made. Like, why did you come here to be a poor girl in a foreign land when in your own country you had such respect and command, power and precision in your voice and in your hands? Why did you come here? To work at convenience stores, to be trapped underneath English words, to rely on your children for the simplest tasks, to be thought of as stupid and treated as second class? Why did you come? Why would you go through that? For me, right? A debt I can never repay. No matter how many gifts I give, or how well I try to live. I tried to make a lot of money and give you the comfort that you gave to me, well, at least physically. And I tried to stay in relationships and get married so you could brag to your friends and not be so worried. But it's not that simple. It hasn't been easy to live and love and let people in. For where did I learn to love if not from my mother, the closest thing to unconditional love I've ever seen? But still a pretty big distance from the real thing. See, the love you gave me always came attached with invisible strings, like, I support you and go out and have fun, but carry with you the guilt of me here at home, and travel, work hard, but just before you become a success, come back home to me. I think it's time for you to rest. Like, I hate passive aggressiveness, but that's what I do. I learned it from you. I used to wish for punishment. Like, can I just get grounded every weekend instead of this silent disapproval that never seems to end? This condemnation for just living my life as my experiment? You want me to be like you, be the daughter that gives up everything for others. I should, but you also want me to shine in all the ways you never could. So this debt just keeps growing bigger and more paralyzing. No matter how good I am, I'm not as good as you. And if I show myself, no matter how good that feels, I've just failed you again. Because you can't stand my independence. It renders you irrelevant. Because you were told you were an aberration. And the way you made up for that deviation of being yourself is by taking care of everyone else. How could I betray you after all you've done for me? You're the closest thing to unconditional love I've ever seen. except for one discrepancy, that little bit about not being able to be me. I always felt like a failure, like I wasn't enough. But, I've been a great success at paying for your weaknesses. I thought that you were the paragon of generosity, and that once you were gone, there would be no one who would ever love me so devotedly. But there will be someone who loves me truly, who can give me just what I want and need, and that someone will be me. And I don't have to wait till you're gone. From now on, I fail happily. I fail to be the one who's weak and in need to feed all of your inadequacies. I fail to cut myself down to make room for your shame. I fail to stay loyal to this losing game. All my life I worked to reach perfection and erase the parts of me that defied tradition. But that girl's gone. Her play's over. And the mistress that steps forward, she demands a new world order. I am the lady of terror and light. I love you, so I gave myself for free, but now it's time for you to repay me. And the sacrifice that I require is of a different nature altogether. I demand your full resurrection, the end to limits and self-dissection. I demand the death of every way you hide, to keep that fragile sense of self-worth alive. Amma, you fucking gave me life. The only way I could ever repay your blood, sweat, and tears is by becoming the embodiment of everything that you fear. You wanted a daughter just like you, and here I stand. Power, freedom, and grace. The perfect reflection of your original face.